What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping in the next one on our Geography Now journey. Hey, a country that holds a very, very special place in my heart. Seriously, I lived in Thailand for 8 years before I moved back to California. I miss it something fierce. I can't wait to get back over there. Lots of great people, lots of beautiful sights, lots of things to do. That nice, slow way of life. There is even such thing as Thai time. Let's go.
So I don't even really have to give much of an introduction. You've all heard of Thailand.
Yeah.
This country is the 21st century tourism powerhouse that took the world by storm. Will I do my best for this entire video? Yes,
Oh, it's gonna be full of little. Oh,
so if you're
no.
feeling crabby, don't Phuket
good
what
God.
time it is. Porn.
That is a big one.
It's time to learn geography.
Due to continuity issues, we have to film this out of sequence.
Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbs. Get your Geography Now merchandise at geographynow.com. It's not selling out if it's your brand. Thailand, the land of smiles. And it is also the home of Julie, our next co-host. Say
Hey.
hi, Julie. How you doing? Yay! Oh, also we got Anya and Som. They're also going to be in this episode. Later on in the episode, you'll see them. Anything you want to say to the subscribers about Thailand?
You should visit.
You should visit. I
Also-
totally agree with you.
We're not Taiwan.
Don't get it confused.
Yes.
No.
No,
We're not.
confused.
Let's see you it, shall we? They are the crossroads of the Sinosphere and Indosphere and the Malay world, and then they have the inland mountains and the coastal waters.
And there's so much going on.
First of all,
The country is located in Southeast Asia on what is commonly referred to as the Indo-Chinese Peninsula, bordering 4 other countries, and is shaped like Dumbo the flying elephant with a really long disfigured trunk. In that long disfigured trunk, they have a long bicoastal access section on the Kra Isthmus, shared with Myanmar, that straddles the Andaman Sea to the west and the Gulf of Thailand to the east. This trunk squeezes at its
Haven't
narrowest
spent a lot of
point near
time
the
in South
city of
Thailand, for sure.
Ratchathani at only about 7 miles or 11.5 kilometers wide. That's not even the narrowest section though. At the very end of the border with Cambodia at the Trat province, they have a section that is only 450 meters wide until you hit the border from the coast. Oh, and speaking of provinces, the country is made up of 76 of them, known as Changwat. Keep in mind, all the provinces are also named after their capitals or namesake cities, so you don't have to memorize anything extra. Also, each province has its own flag. They look pretty cool, usually based on Buddhist undertones. In addition,
Yeah.
there are 2 special districts, which are cities that act with the same administrative level as a province. The capital, Bangkok, and Pattaya. The capital and largest
Hey,
city
hey,
of the
Pattaya. That's where I was at for 8 years.
country, of course, is Bangkok, classified as one of the world's mega cities, with a larger metropolitan population at around 14 million as of 2022. Here, of course, you can find the 2 busiest airports, Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi International Airport on the southeast
Suvarnabhumi.
side, and Don Mueang International on the north side of the city. Bangkok also has their own port on the Chao Phraya River that meanders through the city. However, the biggest and busiest shipping port is at Lim Chabang at the Bay of Thailand. From there, if we don't include all the cities that could be classified as connecting to the larger Bangkok Metropolitan Bay region, like Nonthaburi, Chonburi, or Prakret, the second largest cities would be Hat Yai in the south, close to Malaysia, and Nakhon Ratchasima, just a bit up northeast from Bangkok. Nonetheless, due to the heavy demand for tourism,
What
the
about
second and third largest-
Buriram? Where's Buriram? Where's all my people from? Hey, by the way, Sawadee Krap to any of my Thai subscribers that are just coming over for the first time. I appreciate you being here. Definitely, if you enjoyed this video, get over to Show Geography Now, all the love in the world. I definitely, seriously, am going to enjoy this one. I'm going to learn a lot, too. I lived there for 8 years, but I've only been to a few of the major cities. I haven't been out into the jungle areas. I haven't been out into the real, out in the woods type living. But, like, I've got my Thai missus that's over there right now. We're working on getting her here to the States. But her mom is up in Buriram. She's around that area. And it's just a different way of life when you go from the city in Thailand to the real Thailand. Like, it's definitely different. The big cities that I've been to have all been based on, like, big tourism. They've all been based on people that travel from outside of Thailand. So you will get a lot of Phalongs, which is for foreigners. You'll get a lot of white people. You'll get a lot of people from other countries. And they're all in those busy areas. But sometimes when you go out to some of these rural, more rural places, towns, villages, provinces, whatever you want to call them, you'll meet some people that it's been a long time since they've seen any foreigners. Like, it's that remote. But it's very, very cool indeed. I've never been to a place that's unfriendly in Thailand. so long as you're not one of those people that come there like, I'm an American and I'm from the greatest country in the world. They don't put up with that there. They don't listen to it. They don't care what you think. Like, just go there. Be a good, decent human being. And all will be well in Thailand. If you haven't visited, you should definitely visit. No matter what your reasons for going are, you'll find reasons for staying once you get there. That's what happened to me. I went on a little short trip and was like, you know what? This is where I need to be. And 8 years later, I decided that it was time to head back for a bit, and I will be back over there for sure. That's most certainly a country that's never going away in my life.
Largest and busiest airports would be Phuket International on the west side and Chiang Mai in the north. Speaking of which, the country has about 1,430 islands, and Phuket being the largest one, conveniently attached by a bridge to the mainland. The country has 4 main domestic rail lines that reach every corner of the country, connecting to all their neighbors except Myanmar. There used to be a line now known as the Death Railway, but it was discontinued after World War II. Today, they are working on rebuilding it though. Finally, Thailand has 2 international land disputes, one with Cambodia over the hill of Phnom Tháp with the Preah Vihar temple, and the other with Malaysia here on these incredibly small rocks in the middle of the sea known as Kokra and Losin Island. Losin has a small lighthouse, and that's about it. Oh, and it's not a dispute, but Thailand also has this weird salient called the Three Pagodas Pass that juts into the Burmese town of Payatonzu along the border. This is one of the only few places where tourists are allowed to get a 1-day visa to enter into Myanmar from Thailand if they wish. Just that I'd throw that in there.
Keep in mind, oftentimes Thai people also divide their country into 4 to 6 cultural regions.
What are these cultural regions, Julie?
There are the northern Thailand, Lana, and the northern eastern Thailand,
Isan.
central Thailand, Siam, and southern Thailand.
Tambra Linga?
Yeah.
Wow, you never used that word. Wow.
They
So
never
how do you
used
say
that
Southern
word.
Thailand in Thai?
Pak Thai. It's like literally
Pad
south.
Thai.
Yeah.
Correct me if anything is wrong, please.
Okay.
Now, also in regards to Bangkok, Thais actually do not call it Bangkok. All right, so how do you
It's
say
a-
Bangkok in Thai?
Krungtep.
กรุงเทพมหานครอมรรัตนโกสินทร์มหินทราอยุธยามหาดิลกพบนพรัตน์ราชธานีบุรีรมย์อุดมราชนิเวศมหาสถานอมรพิมานอวตารสถิตสักกะทัตติยะวิษณุกรรมประสิทธิ์
That's the full name of Bangkok. Most people just either call it Bangkok or Krungtep.
Literally the longest name of any city in the world with spacing. Now, for many years, Bangkok was listed as the world's most visited city with over 22 million tourists, meaning that for
It is a very, very populated place for sure. The traffic there, I thought traffic in California was bad. And then I got over there and I was like, holy hell. You want to talk about some standstill traffic, you will find it in Bangkok's busiest streets for sure.
For the first time in the 21st century, they dethroned Paris. And you, Julie, are from there.
We have 24 hours of food, and we have a night market. We have an early morning market, and we have great temples.
Okay, enough about
They do
Bangkok,
have great
though.
temples,
Another thing you
beautiful
have to understand
temples.
is that Thailand is administratively a constitutional monarchy. Who is the king, Julie?
King Maha Rajalankon, or Rama X of Chakri dynasty, taking the throne after his father died in 2016.
He is believed to be one of the richest monarchs in the world.
Wait,
and
wait,
since
wait, wait.
2020 has
I was there for the passing of King Bhumibol, and honestly, you've never seen a country. I'm getting choked up thinking about that day. Like, it was an immediate change in the people. They mourned by wearing black for an entire year. In every big business that you went into, every bank, everywhere for a whole year, everyone wore nothing but black. The country died a little bit that day. You saw old people, really old people, because he was the longest reigning monarch up until he passed out of the world, from what I understand to be correct. That's crazy that some people that were that old, they didn't have their continuity anymore. Their government might have changed 100 of times, but they definitely didn't have that one individual that was there, that fatherhead, that figurehead. And that's what it is. It's like a father to the country. It's crazy. We learned so much that, oh, we got the best country ever. It's a democracy. It's this, it's that. Living in a monarchy is bad. Honestly, it was nothing but welcoming. It was nothing but day-to-day usual business. We didn't see anything crazy going on. I would have never kind of noticed the difference as a citizen to the way life was over there and the way life is back here, except for nobody over here is crying for a president like that. Nobody over here is crying for one of our elected officials like that. I watched people break down. I watched people with broken hearts for a long time because a lot of these older folks had never known anything different than that king. He'd always been there from when he was young, doing wonderful things for the country, which I hope that they'll talk a little bit about, because if you talk to any Thai person over there, they're going to tell you, well, they'll tell you how great of a man he was. I've never seen one man loved and adored by so many people. And when he passed, I was fortunate to be there because I got to see a bit of Thai history taking place. I got to be there to be a part of it. But it was traumatic. It was traumatizing to a lot of folks. It was absolutely devastating. You'd never seen so many people break down the second that the news came out. Wails, people wailing from around the city. You could hear screams, and I was like, it was chills. It was, you knew something epic had just taken place. You knew something forever changing had just taken place, and it was, in one way, it was amazing to be there, to be a part of it. But in another way, it was like, these are my friends. These are my loved ones now around me. All my Thai friends that were just absolutely devastated. So it was absolutely hard at the same time. It was just, I don't know, it was definitely a moment I'll never, ever, ever forget.
In 2016.
He is believed to be one of the richest monarchs in the world, and since 2020 has pretty much spent most of his time living in...
What is this thing popped up on my screen? Okay, it's not showing up over
after
there.
the pandemic. As a constitutional monarchy, all government affairs are handled by the National Assembly and Prime Minister since 1932.
Nonetheless, even though the king's role is restricted by the constitutional law, he still holds a huge level of power and influence, mostly thanks to the Thailand
Lèse-majesté laws.
Yes.
This means that people who criticize the king, his family, and even their pets can face heavy charges if it's strong or not.
No.
That was even the reason that I didn't do anything Thailand while I was in Thailand. Because then as a creator, you become responsible for the comments that people leave. And the last thing you want is somebody to say something about the royal family, and then people are knocking on your door to get you. No, thank you. I was very, very respectful of that. Like, I'm not about to even have a platform there where I can have these things happening. As much as I would have loved to show off Thailand, it wasn't worth it while I was there. Because you never know. Plus, they got some crazy computer laws. There's crazy things where if you slander anybody, if you defame anybody's name, like you're gonna either pay a huge fine or you're gonna go to jail. Just different laws, but nothing life altering. Where I would say being here is better than being there.
No comment.
No comment. Moving on.
No
Much
comment.
of what is now in Thailand started to develop about 1,000 years ago when this person, Pa Kun Singh Intalatip, crowned himself the first king during the Sukhothai era in 1238.
Later, the Ayutthaya kingdom formed and eventually unified them in 1448 under King, how do you say that? Rameswaran?
Lamaswan.
Lameswaran.
The northern areas known as Lana had their own things going on, divided into 5 kingdoms.
Long story short, they had a bunch of wars with Burma, what is now Myanmar. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to come in. They called it Siam.
Over time, their global interaction developed more than yet they never became colonized. We've never been colonized. Woo! Well, there was the time the Imperial Japan got really close to war in World War II, but it was like,
All right, I'm taking over you. You're going to be part of my empire.
Considering who's surrounding us, that might not be a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but you have to give me free passage and join us against the Allied powers.
Okay, fine, sure, whatever.
Do it.
I officially declare war on the US and Britain. Oh, I am not delivering this news today. Hey, Alice, I totally didn't mean to declare war on you guys. It was just a joke to make it look like we weren't against Japan.
Wait, you declared war on me? Oh, I wasn't even paying attention, but
Wasn't even aware.
Woo! Saved by indifference.
Hey guys, remember Aaron? He was in the Sylvan Talk episode. Haha.
and yeah, they got by.
Yeah, never colonized, even with Japan.
Well, in any case, with 6 UNESCO heritage sites, over 40,000 temples,
Hey,
Thailand is
Sanctuary
never
of
short
Truth.
of notable places to see.
And with that, Som, why don't you take this, the notable places of Thailand. Som, you got this. we're out.
Okay,
Some
so
orange.
my most favorite place in Thailand, PP, that's like on the south of Thailand. It's a very beautiful island. Chiang Mai, definitely.
Chiang Mai is beautiful.
Woojer, Chiang Rai. That's like a place
That's
that
like
you can
Chiang Mai's
actually
beautiful
visit,
cousin.
like a lot of elephant. They have like an elephant, what is that called? Like sanctuary. And you can also like see tribe people at in the mountain in the north. Ayutthaya was capital city of Thailand like 100 years ago before they moved to Bangkok. Old temple, building, old palace. On the west is the city called Kanchanaburi that has a lot of beautiful waterfall. And
That's
the
a
central of Thailand
gorgeous
is called
city. You would never leave. It's like a fairy
That's like
tale.
a city that's monkey everywhere. It's pretty interesting. People not gonna rob you. It's gonna be monkey that try to steal stuff from you.
The monkey is gonna attack you for these little sour milks that the Thai people have. It's like a digestive kind of milk, like a yogurt milk. The monkeys, while I was there, were learning during COVID that they really liked those milks, and they were attacking people as they came out of the store for their milk, or at least scaring them so that they would throw the milk to them.
Pretty interesting. People not gonna rob you. It's gonna be monkey that try to steal stuff from you. It's really funny, but you gotta be careful if you go to that city. My favorite place that I always go is called Khao San Road, and then there's a lot of street food there on that street. You just visit.
Thank you, Som. Well,
Visit.
we are just getting
That's the
started
second
because
great
part of the
piece of
reason
advice.
Thailand is
First
so
one was
colorful
visit,
is because
second was
naturally
visit.
It just is that way.
That means we move on to the next segment.
So, thanks to its location in the tropics, Thailand is no stranger to extreme nature conditions.
You'll definitely see this side of Thailand if visiting.
Thailand is located at the convergence of three major tectonic plates, the Australian, Indian, and Eurasian plates, with numerous fault lines cracking mostly throughout the west and northern parts of the country. These fault zones are essentially what create the shield of mountain ranges, like the Dangrek, Pitchabun, the Dona, and the Thai Highlands, where you can also find the highest peak of the country, Doi Intanon. In between these mountains, you have two incredibly lush and fertile flat areas, the central plain, known as the Chao Phraya River Valley, and to the east, Korat Plateau, where you can find the longest river fully within Thailand, the Chi River. Otherwise, Thailand shares the mighty Mekong River on the border with Laos. The largest natural lake in Thailand is way down south, Songkhla Lake, which is divided into three parts, and it does have an opening to the Bay of Thailand at the bottom part by the town of Songkhla, which is why the lake has partly salty, brackish water. Otherwise, up in the mountains in the west, the Sinakarin Dam is the largest reservoir in the country at over 17 billion cubic meters of water. Finally, the country is split up mostly into two separate climate zones. The upper part of the nation mostly lies in the tropical savanna or tropical monsoon zone, whereas the Kra
We
Isthmus
definitely
falls
have
in the
seen some
tropical rainforest
monsoons.
zone. The country has three main seasons throughout the year: the cool, dry season between November and February, the hot season from March to May, and the monsoon season from June to October. During this time, the country is prone to the occasional typhoon on the east coast or cyclone to the west. Quick terminology recap: cyclones are for the southern hemisphere and Indian Ocean, whereas typhoon is for East Asian Pacific.
Typhoons.
Typhoon. Typhoons! Well, I just know that Thailand is very humid and a lot of mosquitoes. I have a really bad allergic to mosquitoes.
So when you go back to Thailand, it's like
My missus
like
is super
allergic.
allergic.
Die.
every day, but it's the motherland.
I know. Well, in any case, Thailand is classified as newly industrialized country, making the 8th largest economy in Asia. Second, Southeast Asia after Indonesia. When it comes to business, Thailand is a hustler and we're good at it.
Walking
They
down the
are
alleyways
the
in Bangkok, you will find almost any type of vendor or profession, whether legitimate or questionable.
We always have legitimate industry. What are you talking about?
People always
There is definitely some questionable industry. I have to side on the other side of that one today.
go towards the wacky side, though. It's like,
Yeah,
there's
that's a
real stuff, too.
stereotype. For one, since the 80s, Thailand has designated 25% of land area of forest protection and 15% of timber production. In addition, they are huge on the electronic sector, making up almost a fifth of all exports.
Now here's where things start to kind of get into the gray zone-ish area. For Thailand, much of the economic activity and numbers are hard to accurately calculate because there is an entire informal sector with underground market activity.
This is sometimes called a shadow economy. This could be anything from unreported or misreported vendor sales or illicit black market dealings.
Thailand lies, everybody knows this, within the Golden Triangle. We already talked about this in previous episodes, overlapping three countries in Southeast Asia, which are widely known as the second largest opium producing area on Earth after the Golden Crescent in the Middle East. Nonetheless, the government has been cracking down on these types of dealings and has been putting a heavier emphasis on a more positive sectors like Tourism, the most obvious one.
Thailand tourism industry makes up nearly a fifth of GDP today and is projecting to grow to 30% by 2030.
Instagram once ranked Thailand as one of the top ranked photograph locations on Earth.
Thailand offers many different types of tourism, from medical, gastronomical, sport, and even nature tourism.
And speaking of nature, here's Gary Harlow to explain.
Yeah, Caleb's not here, but the hat turns anybody into Gary Harlow. So, Ian, it's your turn.
Oh man! Oh, whoa! So, thanks to their tropical climate, Thailand is definitely brimming with creatures of all sorts. There are 156 national parks, 58 wildlife sanctuaries, 67 non-hunting areas, and 120 forest parks. Now, this makes up a third of the entire country's territory. Now, there's over 280 mammal species. Everything from leopards to Malaysian sun bears, gibbons, macaques, the Indo-Chinese subspecies of tigers, or tigers. Whew, that'll wake you up in the morning. And speaking
That
of
will wake you up in the morning.
Siamese cat actually originated here. I always thought it was Chinese, but no, it's here, Thailand. Now here you can also find the smallest mammal on Earth, called the Kittis hog-nosed bat, or the bumblebee bat. Now Thailand claims to have the world's first and largest crocodile farm. Now finally, we cannot forget the national animal, the Thai elephant. Today there's about 3,500 elephants that are in captivity.
This is another animal, the Thai cat.
Elephants in the wild. Now elephants are widely revered in Thailand and have played an important role in the country's history, and especially to the royal family, where the white elephant is their symbol. And the king specifically keeps a small number of white Thai elephants alive. They're presented at special events and so forth and whatnot. Thai people and
there's a lot of people out there that are against anybody owning or having or taking care of or caring for an elephant. But I must tell you this, I've seen a lot of it while I was there. You never seen an animal more respected in my mind than the elephant. Just the way that they're treated, the way that they're spoken to, the way that they're trained even. It's very, very, I don't know, it's like a familial relationship between a man and his elephant. Just, it's kind of touching and moving when you think about how different it could be, because there are a lot of people out there doing things the wrong way. But every time I've ever seen any kind of anything elephant, it's been very, very, like, a close-knit thing. Like, you could tell that the elephant is not ready to run away. It's not acting weird because it's being, no, it really genuinely loves its owner, its caretaker. It's a beautiful thing to see. I am against the whole let's walk them on cement, let's do things like that all the time, elephant rides. I'm not, like, there's some things I disagree with, but on the most part, whenever you see an elephant, it's definitely with a respectable caretaker that you can tell loves their animal, and the animal loves them back.
And elephants, they like it.
Hi, Thai cat.
You know what
Hi, you know,
it looks like
talking about your home country.
I'm phase my way out of here. So I'm just saying, hey, what is happening to me?
Thank you, Gary.
Yes, Thailand's land is never short of provision. At one time, they were even the #1 provider of rice in the world. And today, their cow hall millet has been declared the world's best rice.
It is the world's best rice. That is an award that it definitely deserves. That's the best rice in the world, hands down.
7 times out of 13 World Rice Conferences.
Thailand is heavy on gastro-diplomacy, which the government initiated in the Global Thai Program launched in 2002. Basically, it's a culinary diplomacy initiative that they fund in order to promote Thailand via food across the world.
This is why you can find Thai restaurants in some of the most remote places on earth.
Even like the Arctic, Svalbard, Norway has a Thai restaurant. To talk more about food, why don't we bring up Anya?
Anya!
So, guys, sorry, I like Looney Tunes, so that's my commentary. Just don't sue me, okay? The street vendor culture is so huge in Thailand.
Huge. We almost ate all of our meals from street vendors and markets. Like, and that's the cheapest way to eat, but the most delicious way to eat.
Okay? The street vendor culture is so huge in Thailand. We never sleep on the street, off the street, in a small alley. I think most people going out instead of cooking in. Like every region, they have their own food culture. Like in the north, part of Thailand,
They love
khao
their-
soi.
yeah.
Khao soi is like a kind of noodle, curry noodle.
Okay.
On top of the noodle, they're gonna have the crispy noodle on top of that noodle again. And when you eat it, you mix it all together with the pickle and red onion.
Noodle on noodle.
Noodle on noodle. The sauce, I would say the most spicy Thai food. They have like gang tai pra, khua ging, which is, it could be ribs or ground pork.
She said the most spicy, but let me tell you, Thailand spicy is a different kind of spicy. Even if you're someone who thinks, oh yeah, I eat spicy all the time. Some of their things, you gotta acquire a taste for them. You gotta realize that you're gonna leave not only full, but also sweating, because the chilies over there are different than normal chilies anywhere else. If you use some crushed red pepper on anything, yeah, that's with Thai chilies, and it is spicier than all get up. But I love everything pet. That means spicy.
I think the most normal thing that people know is green curry or red curry. Khao man gai, pad see
Yeah.
pad thai, tom yum.
Like the most popular ones you find at Thai restaurants are central.
like normal stuff.
What
Not
about pad krapao? Where is my krapao? That's like the go-to meal when you don't know what you want to eat. Just have this.
East my region, they have like a million kind of papaya
Oh.
salad. The taste is gonna be like
Som
sweet
tam.
and it comes with peanut. Or you can have Isan or Lao styles, which is that come with like fermented anchovy fish sauce, which is, we call it tam pru pala, or like fermented crab, fermented fish sauce. Another dish is like larb, and they usually have it with sticky rice. The main dessert for me, I think, is mango sticky rice. I have my favorite spot, Mavari, I think at Pak Soi Thong Law, which is the best mango sticky rice in town for me.
Thank you, Anya. Two other things we should also mention. Thailand is one of the largest entomophagous countries on earth. That is, nations that have a high rate of insect consuming.
And you can find that in the street stalls pretty much everywhere on Khao Road.
Everywhere.
And it's like the various snack that you can just enjoy.
Also, Red Bull was invented in Thailand.
Gating dang.
Yep,
And it is
katin
stronger out
dang.
there, isn't it? It's like-
Way stronger.
There was actually
It's
a report from
super
Guinness
stronger.
International that stated Thai people consume more energy drinks than any other country in the world, averaging at about 11.4 liters per person. That's 4 times more than us Americans.
Well, we do have a lot of energies.
Yes,
the
there's a
energy
lot of different
people, that
energy
brings us to
drinks.
the next segment.
Imloy
Yeah.
Hasi.
Anya, Som, Julie, answer the question, what is a Thai person? Go.
Thai person is like kind.
We smile a lot. That's why we call land of smiles.
Religious?
Yeah, they are
I
religious.
think we are an empath. We're an empath.
We could be crazy sometimes.
Yes.
One thing that's for sure, Thais are very proud of being Thai.
Every day at
Yes.
8 p.m. and 6 p.m., the national anthem is played on loudspeakers.
Everybody just stops.
And people would just stop for 40 seconds and stand there until it's over.
Anyway,
People really do. Even if you're in the most hustling, bustling market, everybody's doing things, vendors are selling things. The second that the King song starts to play, everyone stops, everyone pays attention, everyone listens to the anthem. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's a respectful thing to see. Like, I don't know, it's almost like when we did colors in the Marine Corps, when we stood at attention for colors. It's almost like that, but this is a whole city, this is a whole country pausing for 40 seconds. And it's very, very cool to be around. You learn, you don't even have to learn. The second that you see everybody freeze, you know, hey, I better freeze too.
the makeup of Thailand is very interesting too, and here's how it kind of breaks down.
For one, Thailand has about 70 million people, and the government officially recognizes 62 ethnic communities naturally found within the country. The largest group of peoples, of course, are the ethnic Thai people at somewhere around 86% of the population. However, it's a little more complicated. The Thais are kind of broken up into specific groups, the largest ones being the Korat Thai, or the Central Thai people, that are spread throughout most of the central parts of the country. They make up about 39% of the population. From there, the next largest group would be the Isan, or Thai
Isan.
Lao, mostly found near the border of Laos. They make up about 28% of the population. From there, you have the Khon Wang at about 10%, and Southern Thai at about 9%. The largest non-Thai groups, though, would be Malays, mostly in the border with Malaysia, at about 4%. Cambodian or Khmer peoples, mostly in the border with Cambodia, make up about 2%. And about 8% of the country belongs to other groups, a huge chunk of this being Chinese.
Thailand currency is baht. They use the types of A and C plug outlets, and the drive is on the left side of the road.
Yeah, they simply just did it because most of their neighbors were doing it and they just wanted to join along, not because of British influence. Never colonized.
Never.
Now, here's where things get a little confusing.
Never,
Thailand
not
actually
because
has
of
the
that.
largest Chinese community outside of Thailand at somewhere around 10 million, or about a seventh of the population. However, this group of Chinese people, or Sino-Thai people, are actually fully assimilated into Thai society and often just call themselves Thai.
They are mostly from southern China called Teochew in the Guangdong province.
After years of intermingling, geneticists speculate that somewhere around 40% of the population of Thailand could have at least one Chinese ancestor. Today, most of them have actually adopted Thai last names, or at least use Chinese last names and add Thai words to the end, due to a law that states that people are not allowed to have the same last name if they are not related.
Well, in any case, the Thai language is completely different from Chinese. It's actually part of the Thai language group, which is related to Shan language in Myanmar and Lao in Laos.
How much Lao can you guys understand?
60%?
60,
Quite a bit, I
70%?
think.
Would you say Lao people can understand Thai better?
Of course, because they consume our entertainment and stuff.
So the Thai alphabet, or abugida, is made up of 44 consonant symbols and 16 vowel indicators.
Every Thai person knows the 44 pictures that go with the 44 consonants of the Thai script, from G, chicken, to H, owl.
That's
Otherwise,
how
Thai
they
is
learn
a
it.
tonal language spoken with 5 tones, meaning you can make an entire sentence using just one syllable but changing the tone. For example,
Oh, I'm not doing that.
So that is like ไหม้ new so doesn't burn. I love this one. ป่า
all right.
They're
ส่ง
all
หิว
different.
ข้าวแล้วนะ ขับไปเลยไม่ต้องไปส่งที่บ้านอยู่ขับตามกันไปเลยเนี่ย
I'm gonna add subtitles.
Now, officially, Thailand has freedom of religion. However, the vast majority are Buddhists at about 95% of the population.
This makes Thailand the country with the second highest Buddhist population in the world after China, even though China is only about 20% Buddhist. It's interesting though, Thai Buddhism has a lot of traditional Thai folklore and Hindu overlap within it.
Yes,
Within
yes, it
temples and
does.
shrines, you might see many Hindu or folk deities depicted, like Brahma.
What is the spirit house? You put it there and it do
The spirit house is something you don't mess around with. It's a very respectful thing. It's normally outside of businesses. It's normally outside of some homes. Most neighborhoods will have at least one somewhere, and they're covered in namdang, which is red soda. That's the Fanta, the strawberry flavored Fanta, and they're covered with flowers. It's how they give to appease the ghosts of the land.
kind of ritual, ceremony to bless in that house.
For a blessing.
Yeah, for a blessing, so that that spiritual figure will protect your home from harm.
And you find them everywhere in Thailand. And they usually give them offerings like flowers, incense, fruits, and for some reason, a lot of them have like strawberry Fanta. That's like a thing.
It is the strawberry Fanta capital of the world,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Thailand also has a heavy culture of short-term Buddhist ordination in which many men are encouraged to serve as monks for a period of time. Monks are not allowed to touch women unless if it's like an emergency, like if their mom is dying or something. Now, going to Thailand, you will notice how much the royal family is integrated into daily life.
Every neighborhood has a shop and sell approved images of them, and they're always on the wall.
We won't get too much into it because it'll take way too long to explain. It's a hot button issue amongst the people, but essentially, Thailand has had many controversial monarchy-related incidences within their history. We're not going to get much more into this. If you want to say stuff, write it in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to just move on. Okay?
No
Makes
comment.
sense
No
to me.
comment.
No
Yeah.
comment.
Well, let's move on.
Okay.
What better way to move on, Paul? Sport.
Sports, yes. And with that, here's Art with the sports part.
They got some weird
It's
sports,
geography
like volleyball
sports
with your
time.
feet.
He's so light. All right, so let's start off with the Asian Games. Bangkok has hosted them more than any other country in Southeast Asia. Moreover, Thailand has hosted more SEA games as well. Thailand also ranks high in badminton competitions, which is actually one of my favorite sports. I like badminton a lot.
Come on, talk about the crawl.
When I was in high school, I used to play a lot. For some reason, I always liked hitting that little birdie. Punish that little thing, you know what I mean? Thailand usually ranks number 1 in Southeast Asia for football, soccer. These two guys here are probably the most famous footballers in Thailand. Alexander Albon is actually the only F1 racer known in Thailand. Thailand in total has 35 medals in the Olympics, and 10 of those are actually gold. I don't know why I just did 5. 5 times 2. 2 5s.
Math is
10. The 3 events that Thailand has done well in the Olympics: weightlifting, boxing, and taekwondo. And speaking of combat sports, the
Muay
moment
Thai.
you've all been waiting for. Best sport ever from Thailand, Muay Thai. Known
The
as
best
art
sport
of
ever.
8 limbs. You can hit with your fists, your shins, your elbows,
your
and your
knees.
And then pow! The match begins. Wa-cha! But do not touch people on the top of the head. It's a big no-no in
Negative.
Thai culture. Oh, speaking of fighting, let's talk about Krabi Krabon. This is a traditional Thai weapon martial art form. The bodyguards of the royal family must be highly trained in this martial art form as well. Competitions and performances are really cool to watch. And finally, Thailand used to take part in this unique elephant polo competition known as the King's Cup. In 2018, though, it was announced that the competition would be discontinued after complaints filed by PETA. No more elephant polo. Well, they definitely complained about the elephants, but not the horses. What's up with that, PETA? Tarchin's segment on Geography Now is never going to be ended by PETA. That's it for me. Cheers.
Thank you, Art.
Well, fun fact about Thais, we're very competitive with beauty pageants.
Very.
On any given day, there will probably be some kind of beauty pageants going on with different types of people, and there's a lot of expectations.
So much to talk about with Thailand's culture. So with that, here's Random Hannah to give you just a few more general overview factoids of Thai culture.
Come on,
Hi guys,
Random
it's
Hannah.
good to be back. And remember, you can get a Random Hannah shirt at geographynow.com.
He's wearing it.
First thing, in Thailand, if you are on the phone receiving Thai text, you might see the number 5 a lot. Because in Thai, the number 5 is pronounced ha. So they're really just laughing. Every Thai at birth is given a nickname in addition to their regular name. It's based on an old superstition that evil spirits, or bisat, these evil spirits are apparently constantly on the lookout for newborn children, and these nicknames apparently confuse them. Common nicknames include things like tadpole, fat, mouse, swan, and orange. At special occasions, you will often see people wearing traditional clothing. For women, a common thing you can see is the sing. It's an ankle-length silk tube skirt. And for men, you can find a chong kraven, which is a lower body silk wrap pant garment. There are so many quirks and customs in Thailand. Everywhere you'll find the nang kwak. It's the
Nang
beckoning
kwak
lady
is-
statue
yep.
that is said to bring business.
Every business, you'll see a nonquak next to the cash register. She's good luck for bringing money in. Or you'll see some little cat that's doing the nonquak pose.
And luck. She always does this. The number 9 is considered lucky. Amulet culture and lucky charms are huge.
I'm
here.
so glad she was talking about amulet culture. That really is a huge thing for people over there to collect these amulets. And I'm talking about amulets that should be in a museum. That's how old some of them are. Carved of big Buddhist monks from certain temples, etc. Sometimes friends give them to you. I have my own amulets here that I've been given from several Thai friends. Just something that they do constantly. Something that they do even sometimes for money. It's almost like its own currency in a way, because there are so many collectors that hold on to their Buddhist statues, their Buddhist amulets. A lot of them are considered to be really good luck. There's been a lot of really, really horrible, tragic car accidents where people have walked away without a scratch, and they attribute it all to their amulet.
Taxis and bus drivers have altars on their dashes. Potted plant culture, or Maidut, is a huge thing here as well. It dates back to the Ayutthaya period, in which people needed to keep plants and crops portable in case floods washed them away. Thai people are obsessed with aromatherapy. They're most popular in the form of herbal balms or nasal sprays. This right here is called a
Yadom.
yadon. Thank you, Geography Pam, for sending this on Fan Flag Friday.
Yeah, they're
you
so
will see
awesome.
people with these
Yes,
shoved
you
up their
will.
noses everywhere in Thailand. Did you shove this in your nose and then give it to me?
Not that one. I took the green one.
Thais are also really into astrology. I'm an Aquarius. I don't know what that means, but this even ties into every day of the week. Each day of the week has a color code pertaining to each astrology god. So you might find people wearing more of a certain color on a certain day. In addition, there are a series of taboos and traditions that follow each day. For example, on Wednesday, you're not allowed to cut things, so often barbershops are closed on Wednesdays. And finally, Thailand has so many festivals and events they celebrate. It would take
Songkran,
forever to list them all,
Loi
but here are a
Krathong.
few of the biggest ones. The Magic Tattoo Festival, Festival of Lights, the Monkey Buffet Festival. I want to go to that one. Buddhist festivals like Buddha's birthday, and Maga Puja. The largest and most popular one, though, is the Songkran Festival. It is celebrated throughout all of Southeast Asia. People shoot water guns and splash each other with water, and everyone gets soaked. I know who I...
It's impossible to go out during that time of year and not get soaked. That's why a lot of tourists that don't enjoy the festival will leave for that week, because what is essentially supposed to be a couple days of cooling down, because it's supposed to be done on the hottest day of the year or around the hottest time of the year, turns into chaos, a chaotic water fight that is a blast. It's one of my favorite holidays. It even tops Christmas. It even tops Halloween for me, for sure. I love Songkran. I really, really do. This going out there, knowing that you're going to get wet, knowing that you're going to be able to get other people wet. Everyone's having a blast. Everyone's having fun. I don't know. It's one of my favorite times. I know there are people out there with differing opinions, though, because I know that there's some people that hate it. They see it as craziness, but it's my kind of craziness, for sure.
People shoot water guns and splash each other with water, and everyone gets soaked. I know who I would shoot a water gun at. My husband, because he is hot. Anyways, whatever. Here's Keith's music segment. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Random Hannah.
What's up, everybody? Keith here. I am back in the wonderful state of Florida, just because, well, Florida's just a million times better than California.
Oh my God, it probably
Thailand
is.
knows music, and it seems everything in life incorporates it. Even before Muay Thai matches, they play music as the fighters do their ritual dances. Thais will probably say the two largest traditional styles are Luk Tung and Mor Lam. Luk Tung is a country folk style with lyrics that reflect the trials and tribulations of rural life. Every Thai person will say these people are probably the most iconic folk artists. Otherwise, Mor Lam is mostly performed in the northeast part of the country, close to Laos. It is described as being folk but faster with a funk feel. A funky feel, if you will. Usually folk music is accompanied by traditional instruments, such as these. I'm going to point to this list right here. Thailand dance is also pretty crazy to watch, especially Khon. It is Thailand's traditional mask dance done with golden costumes, which is pretty dope, because who doesn't love gold? Everybody loves gold. In fact, most Thai people are capable of doing complex double-jointed dance gestures. I don't know, does this mean I'm double jointed? Otherwise, since the 90s, Thai pop, or T-pop, has been ever growing in the music industry. Some top performers you suggested include this list right here. And before I go, one band in particular that I must mention because, well, I'm Keith and I love metal bands, and we all know this at this point. There's a band from Thailand which is called Retrospect, and they have a song called Betrayed. Really great song, really great band. The Sumerian core era of like bands like Born of Osiris, and those influences spread throughout the world. But anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much all to the Thai subscribers. You guys are really great, and that's it for me.
Thank you, Keith.
Well, that was a lot.
A lot. What are your favorite festivals of Thailand?
Well, it's in Got Phangan, yeah? It's kind of like the Burning Man kind of party, or even Coachella, or like if you love music, you would definitely go to the Full Moon Party in Got Phangan.
Well, yeah, one thing that Thailand is definitely known for is the way how they interact with the rest of the world. Which brings us to the final chapter of this episode, So, due to their location and culture, Thailand has quite a history of branching out both to their neighbors and abroad.
One thing's for sure, Thailand has definitely made themselves known throughout the world. Here's how kind of plays out.
For one, Thailand is of course a huge international tourism hotspot, so of course everyone from Australia to Austrians love visiting, especially during peak season during December and February when the weather is the best. Nonetheless, no shocker, China alone outnumbers all of them combined, taking up over a quarter of the entire tourist demographic. Obviously, as mentioned, Thailand has the largest Chinese population in diaspora outside of China, let alone having much of their people historically intermarry and mix with Thai people. The only hiccup in relations with China took place in the 50s when this former prime minister instituted lots of anti-Chinese campaigns and restrictions. Also, occasionally China keeps a close eye whenever Taiwan wants to get close to Thailand as well. But today they are close. They share numerous bilateral agreements like a free trade zone. China is their largest import partner. Their militaries cooperate, and the two are cool with each other. With that, India comes in, and it's more of a historic and cultural bond that dates back thousands of years within the Indosphere. Not only did the Buddhist faith migrate out of northeastern India, some argue Nepal, let's not get into that, but the Thai language also borrows a substantial amount of words from Sanskrit, as well as Pali, the sacred language of Theravada Buddhism. India has very close extradition treaties. They have infrastructure investment deals, especially in the India-Myanmar-Thailand highway project, and they have a growing education exchange program. The US has had relations with Thailand since the 19th century, when the Treaty of Amity and Commerce was signed in 1833, therefore making them the first nation in Asia to have formal diplomatic relations with the US. Yes, even before China. From there, relations have only grown. Later, Thailand joined CETO, which led to the Rusk-Tanat Agreement. In 2003, they were labeled a major non-NATO ally. However, the closest inner circle to Thailand, though, would have to be their fellow ASEAN nation countries. Granted, they've had quite a few historical wars with the Burmese, but nonetheless, best friends. Malaysia is the second largest tourist demographic, and many have family just over the border in South Thailand. Indonesia is kind of like the mediator between them and any drama they might have on the border with Cambodia. The Philippines shares a lot of similar cultural tropes with Thailand. It's almost like just replace the Buddhist backdrop with a Catholic one, and they are almost indistinguishable. When it comes to their best friend within this group, though, nearly every single Thai person I've ever talked to has mentioned the same country, Laos. Laos is like the little sister of Thailand that has a slightly different way of doing things, but overall they totally get each other. It all started back in the 15th century in the Ayutthaya Kingdom, and despite being under French Indochina and having some skirmishes on the border with Thailand and claiming that the Emerald Buddha was theirs and later installing a government that kind of favored Vietnam, regardless, they are still considered the closest relatives within the area and have deep ties. They speak nearly intelligible languages, they are both predominantly influenced by Buddhism, and after you peel back all the layers of historical trauma, they cannot deny that in the end, they will always be family and care for each other.
They have to be. They're right there.
You're the Thai people. I'm gonna head out. You guys take it. Ready, set, go.
Longtail boats, street vendors, lots of good food, a lot of beautiful people, and a lot of smiles.
There is a lot of smiles.
Party, fun people to hang out with.
Lots of fortune tellers, empath.
There are some fortune tellers.
Again, circle back.
That was the episode. Hope you had a good one. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you.
Togo is coming up next.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thailand in a nutshell. Definitely get over Show Geography now, all the love in the world. If you are from Thailand and you're here for the first time, I appreciate you being here. Seriously. Pause it right here. Get over, show them some love on Geography now. Go see if that's the community for you. Learn a bunch of great things about a bunch of great countries. Serious shout out to all of my Thai folks out there. I definitely can't wait to get back to your very gracious, lovable country. Just great people all around. Seriously, never had an issue with anybody in Thailand. If I did, it was a foreigner that was there to being a tourist. I don't like them any more than you guys do. Smash the like button if you liked it, the dislike button, but I won't believe you. Until the next one, I'm highly combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. Sawadee krap. I love you to the moon and back. Peace.